thing working. Give me some sound over here.
Yeah.
The Out of Bounds Show is powered by the award-winning golf courses at Dancing Rabbit Golf Club in Philadelphia, Mississippi.
Newly renovated clubhouse, Blake. Dancing Rabbit Golf Club, plus some work on the course. Book your stay and play right now. DancingRabbitGolf.com. Blake and I will meet you up there. I mean, you got golf, the sports book, Philip M's, Mom and M's, poker, blackjack. What else do you want? It's a good 24, 48-hour trip. It's not but an hour from here. Pearl River Resort. Your SEC Insider Hit this morning is powered by Independent Roofing Systems, the #1 commercial industrial roofing company in Mississippi, roofing.ms. Super Bulldog weekend. Rebs, Dogs, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Here we go. Ole Miss still has another game against Alcorn State, and they want to get back on the winning track, and then we'll see what happens between the two teams that I have zero confidence in. You can watch the show right now on YouTube. Search Out of Bounds Sports. YouTube, search Out of Bounds Sports. And Dakota Jordan and Ross Highfield have really turned it on as far as freshmen for Mississippi State. And J.T. Quinn, freshman for Ole Miss. We'll see if some other guys can step up over the weekend. I want to thank you for going to Apple Podcasts, searching Out of Bounds with Bo Bounds. We just did a hit, 30 minutes with Tom Luganbill on SEC football. 12 of that was Zach Arnett as a first-year head coach. He's got 2 non-conference games and then 3 conference games in a row to start the season. And it didn't quite line up like you think it would have with 8 home games. He may not be favored in a conference game until November 4th with Kentucky at home.
Woo. Hey, Mike, we talked about Mike Leach's first 3 years, how unlucky it was. He pulled Georgia twice. Arnett, similarly, kind of pulling an unlucky first SEC schedule for a head coach.
Yeah, I don't think they'll be favored until November 4th against Kentucky
The only
at home.
chance is Arkansas on the road, or maybe South Carolina on the road. Maybe?
South Carolina will have played Georgia the week before at Georgia, which is good for Zach Arnett and Kevin Barbet. But and Tennessee is the next week. You're stealing a conference win in September comes down to South Carolina in Columbia. You know they packed the stadium. I mean, I've been when they were bad, and they still put 80,000 people in there. It's weird. But your one shot, I think, to get that first conference win is in Columbia, South Carolina, sandwiched in between LSU and Bama at home. And as Blake said, you know, you may or may not be. I mean, it could be a pick 'em, could be 1 or 2 points either way. But South Carolina plays at Georgia before they play Mississippi State, and they play at Tennessee after they play MSU. Those are huge games for South Carolina. So just something to think about. We're going to go to the Farm Bureau Insurance guest line. Welcome in superfan Brooks Bryant. I think he's back in Starkville. He may still be in Augusta partying, but he joins us on the Out of Bounds show. Brooks Bryant, good morning. What's up, buddy?
Bo, how you doing?
I'm good. What days were you at Augusta in the Masters?
So I was there for Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then I came home Sunday and did Easter with my family. But we were there Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Dude, I know the weather was dicey at times, but how awesome was it?
It's unbelievable. So I've been lucky enough to be able to go since 2018, minus the 2020 Masters. And it's every single time I go, it's weird walking up through the gates. I get the nerves like I'm about to play in the golf tournament, which is crazy to think about, but it's the same experience every single time. And it's the best sporting event on the planet.
What was the first thing you did? Drink a beer, right?
Yes. Also the beer is like, it's weirdly good. I looked it up before I came on just to see what it is, because you know how they, like, in their concession it says like cola, like they don't put any names on anything, like they don't put Coke on there, they just
right.
Put Cola. So I looked up what beer it is, and I think it said American craft beer.
Here's
but
what
the beer's good.
in 2017 when I was there, I asked the lady, because you're right, they have it labeled as domestic import and craft. And the year I was there in 2017, they were serving Stella, Blue Moon, and Miller Lite. Yeah, those were the three beers. All right, so you had a couple of beers, or 20, but what was the first food item you ordered when you got there?
Oh, this is controversial, but I love the egg salad sandwich.
It's good.
I'm very, very big on the egg salad sandwich. The pimento cheese is different, so they did it different. It doesn't taste the same.
That's what I heard in a podcast yesterday. I did not realize
It's not very good either. It doesn't taste the same, and it's not a good thing.
Yeah, Scott Van Pelt basically said that without saying that, because he's got to be real nice because he gets invited every year and so on, and I'm sure he wants to be a member at some point. But I could tell he was hedging a little bit on a couple of the concession wrinkles. So you went egg salad sandwich. Anything else as far as food?
Oh, yeah. So I do the same thing every single time. I do egg salad sandwich, the barbecue chips, Georgia peach ice cream, and a beer.
Damn, that sounds good.
And that's like $10.
That's awesome. Okay, so do you? You're now a veteran. I was a rookie when my friend took me, and he had been a lot, so he had this routine where we had to go in, and I went to a Friday round 2 of 2017 when Sergio won it, and we went to the merch shop first, and then you get your stuff. They ship it, as you know, home, and then I had to get a chair. He said, because you got to have a chair. And do you go and put a chair down, or how does it work?
So I've done the chair once. I really like walking around.
Me too.
So the chair is also awesome though. In if you get there early, you can go walk all the way. I love walking the back nine when no one's out there. That's really fun for me.
Ooh.
So I like getting there early and putting it, because you don't have a chance of getting a chair on 18 or 9. Just because you have to get there so early.
Right.
I like going to way in the back nine with a chair. And you can just drop it off. That's the best part that not a lot of people know, is you don't have to sit in your chair. You can get there at 7:00, gates open at 7, and go drop a chair off at 12, and then just walk around. And then when the last 20 groups come through, you can just go sit in your chair.
Yeah.
The way that they've perfected this tournament is so insane.
Yeah. It is. I tried to explain that to people. Just, this. What you'll see a line at the restroom, and then you get in it, and then you're through it in 30 seconds. It's the craziest thing I've ever experienced, Brooks.
The people in the bathroom and they're screaming the whole time, because there's 3 people working in there, and they're like, "Stop behind me! Stop behind me!"
Yeah.
And they're just screaming at you.
Wild. Did you buy any merch?
Yeah. Oh, so I don't know. So I'm weird about it, because I'm in the merchandise business with golf. So I'm super picky, because I need another golf shirt like I need another hole in my head. So I'm picky on golf shirt. It's got to be a really, really good piece. But the hats are so good.
Yeah.
And they do of course they do the classics every year, but they kind of do a new wrinkle every year with different stuff. So I do a lot of merch for my friends. So I do I get them to Venmo me before, because I don't have any money. But
yeah.
I go and get them stuff and whatever they want.
You know what? I should have. So I messed up. When I went, I didn't get a hat. I got a golf vest. I got the chair. I got something else. I don't remember. And I don't know why I didn't get a hat. But so next year when you go, I'm going to Venmo you, and you got to get me a couple of hats.
Yeah, I'm big on, I just wear the hat too, so people are like, "Oh, that guy went to the Masters."
Well, now does that work with, dudes will recognize it, but does it work with girls at all, or no?
No, of course not.
I didn't think so.
I'm big on, I'm about the week after, I'm wearing a different style of merch that I bought the whole week.
Yeah, you're rubbing it in to Nate and then all your golf buddies at the Mississippi State University golf course on campus.
That is a real reason why people do the PGM program, is to get the Masters tickets.
Oh man, yeah. I didn't think about
That's like that's a big reason for a lot of people why they do this, which is crazy to think about. But that is like, you ask like college kids and they're like, "Hey, why'd you pick it?" And they're like, "Oh, the internships are fun and master's tickets."
God, yeah, that's right. So Brooks is a PGM major, and that's in the business school, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, all right. And he mentioned the master's tickets. So did you play any golf while you were? I mean, I know you didn't play on Augusta, but did you play any golf while you were back home in Georgia and going to the Masters?
No, I didn't play. I didn't play any golf. It's just kind of the weather was crappy.
That's true.
Like the entire
That's true.
Thursday was crazy because Thursday was like a dome. There wasn't a breath of wind, and it was just perfect. And then it started getting dicey. Like Friday, you could kind of feel the cold front coming in, and then it just like, I mean, how crazy were those trees?
Yeah, dude, you were there on was that Friday or Saturday?
That was Friday.
Friday, yeah. I was watching Van Pelt, and thank God nobody was hurt. But it's still,
I don't know how nobody was hurt.
I don't either. Evidently, the two trees fell like somebody was in between them. But they also mentioned that had people had phones, that somebody would have been hurt because we're so consumed by our phone, but they could hear the crackling of the trees and people were able to bail. Thank God. Yeah, that was scary as hell.
That's like that's also what you think about, because they plant like 50-foot tall trees. Like they bring in like full grown trees to plant.
That's what Van Pelt was saying.
Yeah, so I'm sitting there and I'm like, how many of these trees are like barely planted in there that are just going to keep falling?
Well, he said one year what's the drive up called to the clubhouse?
Magnolia Lane.
Yeah. So Van Pelt has access to all this stuff, as you know, and he went, yeah, one year a tree fell on Magnolia Lane, and the next day they just had a tree that looked like it had been there for 40 years.
Insane.
And that's what these people do. I don't know I don't know how they can do it.
Bo, those trees are freaking ginormous.
Oh, they are. Look, we walked the whole day like you, the day I was there, which is what I wanted to do, because you don't know how many. I'm going to go back, but I just don't know how many more times I'm going to get back. But you're right, man. The trees everywhere are amazing. The landscape, it's crazy. Okay, so on who did you? Oh, no. I want to go live PGA. So I love the friction, because I'm in a business that friction and dysfunction gets people, listeners hot and bothered. So I was great with Koepka and Phil and a couple of the other live dudes playing really well. But now you're a golf guy. So are you anti-live, or where does Brooks Bryant stand with the live versus PGA players?
So I don't. The reason I don't like live is because I want all the best players to play on the same tour.
I like that.
It's fun to watch. So that's the thing where you're like, freaking Phil's name's on the lawsuit. Like he's the one, and then it's still like he goes driver off the deck on 8. Like I'm like trying to convince myself I don't like Phil, and he hits driver off the deck on 8 to 10 feet, and I'm like, come on, Phil, let's make that. And you just fall back. You fall back so fast because he's so much freaking fun to watch.
Yeah,
which is you watched him and Jordan Spieth, that's just like cocaine in your bloodstream, both playing together. They shot like a best ball 58 on Sunday, and they're just fun to watch, which makes me sad, because now the only time we're going to get it is 4 weeks out of the year is the only time we're going to get all these players playing together, which just sucks.
Well, the tour's going to have to figure it out. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I understand their hardline approach. I also understand that they didn't change and evolve in some instances. So they're going to have to welcome in the live guys a little bit more. I mean, that's just part. I don't know how that looks, because there's smarter people in Orlando or wherever it is in Jacksonville's headquarters, but they're going to have to figure that out. Brooks Bryant, super fan, PGM major in Starkville. We got connected with Brooks because of the 9-dog challenge about a month and a half ago or whenever it was. Okay, we already have a listener asking, are we getting another 9-hot dog game from Brooks Bryant this weekend? Have you thought any more about that?
So this is, I know you kind of counsel me through everything now, as you're kind of my agent. So the thought is we just won an SEC series without me doing 9 dogs.
Right.
I understand. Also, I don't know if this is breaking news, but the second game of South Carolina, or the third game, I did not eat 9 hot dogs. I started off. So Zach Selman invited me up to his box. I got a text like late the night after I did the 9-dog challenge. I was laying down in my living room floor with my shirt off because I thought I was about to die. And I'm like, all right, it's over. And then I see a tweet from Zach Selman saying, hey, do you want to eat 9 hot dogs tomorrow? And then I realized it was over. I realized I'm gonna have a disgusting life the rest of the spring. But then we lost, and then we just won an SEC series. So what are your thoughts?
I think you can play it by ear on Friday and see how it goes. Yeah.
And if it hits the fan, maybe Saturday.
Yeah, then you're good. But you do need to be prepared, both mentally and physically, because this team is a mess, and you don't know which way this thing could go. Are you planning on attending 1, 2, or 3 games this weekend?
I'll be there all 3. I got the guys at the Mississippi State Golf Course are truly the greatest humans on the entire planet, and they set my schedule up where I can go to all 3.
That's awesome, man.
They are the best.
Yeah,
I'm working some open shifts.
I also like your merch in there.
They're unbelievable.
Yeah, it's good. It's good stuff.
Like I don't know what sponsors or anything, but the Mississippi State Golf Course truly has the best Mississippi State gear.
Some good stuff. I picked up a couple of hats and this and that. I got a couple of things for my son. So
I have a question.
Yeah, bud.
So I like looking back at the 2018 team, just because it gives me a glimmer of hope. But it makes me, I don't know if we can, because that team went like sweep against like top 10 teams to end it. You know what I mean? To give us the 15 SEC wins. We can't sweep anyone, right?
No.
This team
doesn't have the pitching, really, starting or bullpen other than Dome, but no, you're not. I mean, can Lamonis pick off some wins on the way out? Absolutely. This weekend is winnable for both teams. Next weekend is winnable for both teams. Mississippi State, Auburn. The A&M series is winnable. I don't know about LSU and Tennessee, and I may be missing one. Arkansas, yeah, that's brutal. So, but yeah, there's some wins out there. I cannot believe they are this bad walking, as far as walks and hitting batters. I can't believe they're this bad, Brooks. So actually, Ole Miss is better front line pitching starting. They don't walk 5 guys in 1 inning and then hit somebody and then so on. But Ole Miss bullpen can't really figure it out. So,
Bo, a little part of me dies every time we walk a leadoff batter.
They're really good at it.
I promise you, a little part of me just wants to lay down and just like curl up in a ball and pass away. It hurts me so bad.
Do you watch the games in the outfield or in the chairbacks?
No, I go anywhere there's an open seat in the chairbacks. I normally do, but I'm not going to have a chance at a chairback this weekend.
No.
I'm going to have to get there early and stand on a rail.
Yeah, and with us making you famous, I think for our listeners, somebody needs to invite Brooks to their rig and feed this man. He's a college student on a college budget, so he's on. What's your Twitter handle, Brooks?
Brooks Bryant 10.
Brooks Bryant 10. And you need to invite him to the rig and feed this man some ribeye poppers or ribs or pork tenderloin or burgers or whatever, deer sausage, whatever you're doing this weekend. So I'm still taking you to Two Brothers.
Yes.
If I come up, today's Wednesday. If I come up tomorrow, we may have to hit Two Brothers tomorrow night. If I go up on Friday, yeah, we're going to have to figure that out. That place is going to be packed. I have to text Barton to get us.
Starkville's going to be a zoo this weekend.
It is. I'll have to maybe reserve 2 bar stools for the 2 of us. Are
we going to break the attendance record?
Yes. Saturday's going to be an S show. I mean, there's going to be people. I said this earlier. There's going to be people parking at Old Waverly and Ubering in. Good grief.
I'm not going to give up our parking. We have found the best parking on the planet.
Well, don't say it.
I'm not going to give it up.
Okay.
But I don't think we have a chance. We're just going to walk from our apartment.
Cool. Yeah, that's a good call. Are you skipping class right now?
No.
Okay.
Of course not. Bo, come on now.
Okay. All right.
I'm studious, Bo.
When is your next class? Today or tomorrow? Whenever it is.
Tomorrow.
Okay.
I don't have class today.
Oh, dang, that's pretty sweet. All right.
Loaded up on Tuesday and Thursdays.
That's
It's big. It's the biggest thing for me because I'm like, oh, I only have to be miserable 2 days out of the week.
Hey, did you keep your cups from Augusta and the Master?
Yes, every year.
You got to give me
that's
one.
My whole cabinet.
I've got 3. Blake, I have a few in here that I kept, but I didn't get enough of them when I went in 2017. So
the best is when you walk around and there's that one guy who you can tell he's a little too sunburnt, and the eye in the sky is about to come down on him because he's acting a little bit crazy, and you just look over and he's got like 14 green cups stacked up. you're like, good for that guy.
Did you drink the domestic, import, or craft beer, or all?
So I drank. So they call that. I think the domestic is called the Crow's Nest.
Okay.
And it's good. But I don't know. I kind of just went with the light beer.
Yeah. Cool.
But the also funniest thing on the planet is we're sitting here on 15 and we're watching Tiger's group, and of course his mob is all coming up, and there's a guy behind me. And also when you're here, no one wants to listen to your analysis. You're there to watch golf.
True.
And there's a guy behind me and he goes, man, Tiger's just not getting his hits through. And I wanted just to turn around and be like, you're an idiot. And then Tiger hits a bad wedge shot and he's like, come on, Tiger, we got to start going at these flags. And he's like trying to give Tiger advice. I'm like, what are we doing right now?
It's like, dude, I know. It's like sitting down at an SEC football game, and you know, you've got Meatball Matt that wants to color analyst every play, and you're just like, I'm going back to the tailgate. I can't do it. I can't do it.
It's third and 3, and Mike Leach runs an out route, and the guy behind you, run the damn rock.
I know. I can't do it anymore. I'm just too damn. You're young. I'm too damn old. That's a Garth Brooks lyric. But anyway, all right, buddy. I'll see you this weekend. If we don't hook up this weekend, we will soon, because I'm taking you to Two Brothers and paying for your beverages and food. And be mentally and physically ready for the 9 hot dog challenge. All right.
Bo, I appreciate you having me on.
Okay, buddy. Brooks Bryant. Somebody invite him to a rig. I know how generous all of y'all are, and that's true with people hosting at your rigs, foul pole to foul pole. That was Brooks Bryant, superfan, PGM major from Georgia, just went to the Masters, and now he's back in Start Vegas. That interview was brought to you by Bulldog Burger in Ridgeland. New menu, and I like it. Bulldog Burger in Starkville and Bulldog Burger in Tupelo. So for Blake Mania, I'm your host, Bo Bounds. Don't forget, we went at heavy SEC football today. Hit the podcast, Apple Podcast. Search Out of Bounds with Bo Bounds. Don't forget that Mudbugs opens later this afternoon all the way through Sunday. Best crawfish and shrimp in the state of Mississippi. We'll see you tomorrow.